I am joined now, Andrew Brandt and Chris Mortensen. Chris, what else can you tell us?
Well, it's the news that we expected, waiting for certainly the owners and the players both to agree to, for the 7 to 10 day extension. It came down to 7 days, and the clock actually starts now instead of even though they will not, from what I understand, begin those mediation and negotiations until Monday. In other words, they'll take a little recess this weekend. That's the plans. They'll get back at it Monday and work through a deadline at the end of the business day on Friday again. So we'll deal with this deadline issue again. But the bottom line is they have a lot of work to get done, and they're going to take the 7 days, and they've agreed to do it. In the meantime, still no player transactions during this time.
Okay. So, Andrew, what's key to you? What has to happen next in these negotiations for things to continue in the right direction?
Yeah, they've got momentum, and this momentum developed after 2 years of sporadic and inconsistent negotiations. They finally got something going. Yesterday, the owners showed some cars. The players came back today. They got something working. The key is momentum. We just hope we're not sitting here next Thursday and Friday saying now they finally made some movement after sitting for another 5 days. The key to this extension is use the momentum, take the break on the weekend, but Monday morning back at it under the watchful eye of the mediator.
And what do you see as key next week? Or is there a key issue that has to go down first?
Well, as I said, they have a lot of work to get done. They made some progress clearly on Thursday. They got the 24-hour extension, which got us to this next 7-day extension. You know, clearly the owners have made some adjustments on the revenue split that with the union. The union has made some concessions, especially in the area of setting the salary cap going forward. But there's so much other work to get done, you know, certainly with the 18-game schedule, certainly with the revenue split still has to be massaged a lot. And then one issue that has always been paramount to the owners to make this deal is they do not want this collective bargaining agreement to be under the supervision or the arbitration of Judge David Doty in the 8th Circuit Court in Minneapolis. That's one of the key issues, that when they have this agreement, that it goes to a different direction in terms of settling all the grievances and all the problems that pop up during the course of a CBA.
How do you, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we talk about that issue so much. We talk about the revenue split and the rookie scale and the 18 games. What you mentioned, Chris, is really, I don't know if it's a deal breaker, but that's a big thing for ownership, and that's why it's scary. It scares them a little bit, this decertification, because it goes right back to Judge Doty, who's been a pebble in their shoe for so long. This is an issue we haven't talked about much, but exclusive jurisdiction of Judge David Doty is on the table. That's got to be hashed out before we get to the other big issues as well.
And it's there, Chris, going back to that 1993 agreement under the Reggie White class, in which a jury found the NFL in violation of the federal antitrust laws. And Judge Doty, out of that agreement, became the person who oversees the CBA, and every time we've had a CBA extension or amendment, that has kept Judge Doty in play.
I think to ultimately explain it to fans, Judge Doty here is the big X factor in the negotiations, it sounds like.
Well, he is, and I think there was a big reminder when he ruled in favor of the players on the television contract, negotiations, even though he has yet to rule on damages or have a hearing. It was just a reminder to the owners that this is not a place they want to be in his courtroom.
That was part of the real leverage shift this week, where the players got this win with Judge David Doty. The owners can access $4 billion if there's a lockout. That's huge. Also, this idea of named plaintiffs, the A-listers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, they don't want to be sued by their star players. So the leverage has shifted a little bit. Now let's keep the momentum going.
Ultimately, do you think we'll have a deal in a week?
I would say I'll give a 51-49 yes on that one. but really, when you extend for a week, it means you feel fairly optimistic, guardedly optimistic about getting a deal done. Otherwise, I don't think you go forward just to do it for, you know. I guess they could always extend again next week.
They could, but I'm just hopeful that Thursday and Friday are not the key days anymore, that there's progress Monday and Tuesday to get in position Thursday and Friday to actually close a deal, rather than have the threat of decertification lockout once again.
Taking a recess this weekend may be good to re-energize the negotiators. On the other hand, I know Andrew had some concern about it killing some of the momentum, right?
Right. I understand they got to refresh. This has been a long process. But let's give some credit where it's due. George Cohen has taken these two parties that were at odds, contentious negotiations, for months. Got them in a room, owners you go here, players you go there, got them together for key issues, and they're going to keep going under his eye. He is a conciliator that is working right now.
All right. Well, as an attorney, you would know, right? Next week's going to be you sleep in your office, you stay up all night, you order food in, and you get it done, huh?
We hope so. We all hope so.
All right.
Billable hours.
Yes. The first-year associates, you're not sleeping. Thanks, you too.